Well, Bula Vinaka, everyone. Warm Fijian greetings. We are just waiting for everyone to join on. Thank you for joining us on this Bula Friday as we are transported to one of the happiest places on earth, Fiji. My name is Renata West, and I am coming to you from Los Angeles. And I'm very much looking forward to today's presentation. Fiji has been open since the 1st of December, and we wanted to present you with the latest information about the entry conditions and what there is to see and do, and how you can get down to paradise now. Just making sure that everyone is aware that if you have any questions or any technical difficulties, you are able to utilize the question and answer box or the chat box, and we'll be monitoring that in the background. Today's webinar will be recorded, so if for any reason you have to step away, we will send this through to all of today's attendees as well. But without further ado, this is going to be a fantastic presentation, I'm sure. I'm going to introduce you to Ruth Daly, who is the head of Fiji Tourism here in North America. And Ruth will subsequently introduce you to Strobel Becker, who is the head of Fiji Tourism in North America. So, Bula, Ruth, are you there?
Bula Ren, I'm here, and thank you so much for having me. I just want to tell everybody a big happy Vakarambuka. That means happy Friday in Fiji, or literally let there be fire. So I love to start my weekend with a little fire. I know a lot of you, and Paula Vanaka for the comments on my glasses. I just want to also mention to you, I am coming to you live today from my dentist's office. So if you see some medical professionals in back of me, don't worry, I'm not in the crazy bin. They're just dental workers. But speaking of the crazy bin, here I was crazy with happiness and joy on December the 2nd. I was on the first flight down to Fiji. And this was our welcome at Nandi International Airport. So of course I couldn't wait to get with doing a little singing and dancing, and which we did, of course. And I am here to reassure everyone that the Bula Spirit is absolutely alive and well, and everything that you've ever heard or known about Fiji and the way that you're treated and welcomed into the country it is even stronger than ever before. So I'm really happy you decided to join us today. And we just want to refresh everybody about what's going on in Fiji. We're going to go over the current COVID protocols and entry requirements. I want to remind you why you should be sending your clients to Fiji, and then a little bit of information about keeping in touch. So anyway, just a little bit of information about the situation on the ground in Fiji. Over the past year, we've actually spent time developing this Care Fiji Commitment, which is a nationwide, industry-wide program for tourism industries, just to make sure we've got consistent COVID protocols regarding masking and social distancing and that sort of thing on the ground. I want to remind you that 95% of the tourism industry in Fiji is already CFC certified, so you really don't have to worry about it. Everybody's already taking part in this program. 94% of all Fijian adults are fully vaccinated. Our Prime Minister put out an edict early on, no jab, no job. And as a matter of fact, if you want to be a frontline hospitality worker, you must be vaccinated. So everyone your clients come in contact with will be fully vaccinated. And there's even a wellness ambassador at the resort, which is someone who's been just given some advanced training on safety and hygiene protocols, but somebody who you can always turn to if you just have any questions. Now, to get into Fiji, these are the requirements as of today, and they are changing. So I'm gonna at the end give you a website that I want you to bookmark so that you can keep going back and seeing what the latest requirements are. But as of today, if we were going to go down to LAX and get on tonight's flight, you must be fully vaccinated to travel to Fiji. Children under 18 can travel just as long as they're with vaccinated parents or guardians. You must be or have spent 14 days in a travel partner country, which includes the US and Canada. I would put a little asterisk here. For example, if you had clients who went to Mexico, which is not yet a travel partner country, they would need to have been in the US for 14 days after their trip to Mexico in order to go on to Fiji. So just something to bear in mind. You need to show either a negative rat test taken 1 day prior, or a negative PCR test taken 2 days prior to travel. We need to see proof of COVID quarantine coverage in the travel insurance. So, hey, look, we're all travel professionals, and I'm sure you guys are selling comprehensive travel insurance to all your clients now. I mean, you'd be crazy not to, but we just want to see that there's some sort of insurance coverage should your client need to quarantine, to test positive and quarantine in Fiji. If they don't have that for whatever reason, there is a $39 policy available online that they can actually book right at the airport should they need to. And then lastly, what we need is a confirmation that your clients are staying in a CFC certified resort and using a CFC certified transport to get from the airport to the resort. So that's something that you can show as part of your itinerary from your resorts, from the wholesaler, however you're putting that together. So not too bad, and honestly it's gotten down to a science, and it's really quite simple and expedited at LAX to get through. Now the on the ground experience, again, the Bula Spirit is so alive and well, but within the first 72 hours in Fiji, you have to stay within the CFC bubble. It doesn't mean that you have to stay inside your resort. It doesn't mean you have to stay at one resort. It just means that all of the products or experiences that you have in that first 72 hours have to be CFC certified. So you can certainly fly into Nandi, get on a Rosie transfer down to Port Denarau, and get on a South Sea cruise ferry to go out to Castaway Island. Those are all CFC certified products, so you're good to go. So honestly, this shouldn't affect really any of your clients' travel plans. When your clients are in Fiji at the 48-hour mark, they will get a rat test done by the resort, in the resort. It's usually the morning of day 3. I call it coffee and a swab, and that's just charged to their room. It's $20 to $25 US per person. We do ask that everyone adheres to CFC masking and the social distancing requirements. As you know, 90% of your experiences in Fiji are outdoors, so masks aren't required. When I was there in December, honestly, the only time I really masked up was to go into the gift shops and the spas. And as you know me, those are places that I tend to go into. So again, having lived here in the States for the last 2 years, it's nothing that your clients wouldn't be used to already. So, and just to let you know that the resorts are fully set up and ready to provide the return testing that your clients need, either RAT for Americans and Aussies now, and Canadians still, I believe, need a PCR. But we're ready. We got it. We got you covered. Okay. So enough with all the COVID protocols. Let's get to the fun stuff. So I want to share with you, along with my partner in crime, I want to share with you 3 reasons why Fiji is the perfect post-COVID destination for your clients. So here we go. The first reason, number 1, is that Fiji is so easy to reach. So as you see from our map here, it's just a very easy 10-hour overnight flight from either Los Angeles or San Francisco. So I want to introduce you to the man who's going to get you there, Mr. Struble Becker, who's the Regional General Manager of Fiji Airways. I'm sure you all know Struble. If you didn't recognize him from that past professional picture, perhaps you recognize him from his picture as a wannabe rugby professional. But anyway, I am delighted to work in tandem with Struble, and we'll hand it over to you now, SB, to tell us all about Fiji Airways.
Thanks very much, Ruth, and thank you very much, Ren, for the opportunity. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on a Friday. Very much appreciated. As Ruth had mentioned, it's very easy to get to Fiji from the US. We resumed our daily services from Los Angeles starting December 1 already. And we also have a 3 times weekly service from San Francisco. Quick 10-hour overnight flight. As you can see from the network that we have there, obviously Fiji is our main market that we bring people to. We are the national carrier of Fiji, very proudly so. But we also have been a connection to the South Pacific for many years. And in fact, during COVID, we celebrated our 70th anniversary. So we've been there, we've been to the region for a long time, and we are the best way to get to Fiji, not only to Fiji, but also to the rest of the Pacific. We are a part of One World, which really helps us from getting your clients from other parts of the US to connect to Los Angeles and to San Francisco. So being a part of the One World Alliance, we work very closely with American Airlines, which feeds a lot of our traffic from across the country into Los Angeles and easily connect to our Los Angeles flight. And to a certain extent, San Francisco as well. In San Francisco, we rely on our partnership with Alaska Airlines, who's also part of the One World Global Alliance, to connect passengers from their network through our San Francisco hub. Your clients can also earn and redeem miles from both American Airlines and from the Alaska Mileage Program. So it's an added benefit of being part of the alliance for your customers. It gives them the opportunity to earn and redeem those miles. Out of our Los Angeles gateway, we use the Airbus A350. We literally received these aircraft at the end of 2019. So a lot of our customers and a lot of our travel partners have not yet had an opportunity to experience this aircraft, but it is truly a game changer. It's a phenomenal aircraft, not only from the comforts that it gives our passengers, but also for the impact that it has on the environment. As you can see, our premium business class product is exceptional. 33 seats up front. There is no better way to fly down to the South Pacific than in this aircraft. Super comfortable, all the bells and whistles that anybody could need on a short 10-hour flight. But then also the significant less of an impact that it has on the environment is also something that's really important for us from a sustainability perspective. Our economy class product is 333. The first 10 seats in economy class we call our Bula Space seats. So they are extra legroom seats, and those can be purchased once somebody has a reservation. They can just pay for that separately to be able to sit in that extra space. And our very friendly Fijian crew can't wait to welcome you on board and to welcome you back to our home. During COVID, we worked very hard to be ready for when things opened up December 1. So from the get-go, we were very focused on ensuring that not only did we meet any international safety and protocol requirements, but in fact, in many, many cases, we exceed all of those standards. So for that also, we've been awarded a Skytrax 4-star award, which puts us in a category with only a few select carriers in the world, as well as the Diamond Star rating from Apex, another body that measures the COVID protocols that are put in place. And we're actually given a hospital grade protocol. So when you're traveling on our aircraft, you will know that you are in good hands from a COVID safety perspective. So your clients can be very comfortable doing that as well. Sustainability is at our heart. And what you see here is a few rugby players from actually a team in New Zealand, the Crusaders, planting some trees, mangrove trees in Fiji. So we have a program at the airline, which we started a number of years ago, which is called A Tree for Each Takeoff. So for each international flight that takes off, we plant a mangrove tree in Fiji. And the reason why we picked the mangrove trees is very specific as well, because of their ability to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. They're actually exceptionally well equipped to do that. So this is a program that's very near and dear to our heart. And in the last 4 years since the program has been up and running, we've planted over 50,000 mangrove trees in Fiji, and we'll continue to do so. So when your clients are flying on Fiji Airways, they don't have to do anything extra to feel that they're doing something to support the environment. They're doing it just by getting on our aircraft. And then finally, just to keep updated on, what's happening with us, what we're doing, what new things we have going on, and also in terms of protocols and things like that. The easiest way is to follow us on our social handles, so you can get up-to-date information in terms of what are changing and what is new with Fiji Airways. Thank you.
All right, Vinaka Struble, a great job as always. And so we're just going to move on now. And this is the second reason why we want you to remember that Fiji is the perfect post-COVID destination for your clients. So number two, something for everyone. So like other South Pacific destinations who may just be all about luxury romance, Fiji has a little bit of something for everybody. So yes, we are known for romance, and it is one of the sexiest places on earth, and certainly a place that couples can go and have no shortage of opportunities to get away and be completely alone, have private islands, private sand cays. A reminder that Fiji is also an amazing place to get married. It's actually quite easy to get married in Fiji. Your resort wedding coordinator can help with everything, but all the forms are in English. It's quite straightforward. I would like to have a warrior escorting me to the altar, probably just to hold the groom down so he doesn't do a runner. The other type of traveler kind of falls into a wellness category, but we call them relaxers. And these are just people who want to get away from it all. And trust me, Fiji is the place for getting away from it all. With 333 islands, there is no lack of quiet places to lie in a hammock. I have a little guy come run up every half an hour and refresh my drink and swing the hammock for me. But again, if you're just looking to get away, this is Mondriki Island. Some of you may recognize it out in the Mamanuthas. This is where they filmed Castaway with Tom Hanks. And you can actually have a picnic out here or go out here snorkeling for the day. If any of you are Survivor fans, you know that Survivor's been filming in Fiji for the last 10 years. And when the tribes go down to the final tribes, they're actually stranded on the other side of Mondriki Island there. Great place to go, have your own little Survivor adventure. This is me in disguise, but wellness is very much part of the Fijian culture. So massage and other types of wellness, both physical and mental, are all part of the experience in Fiji. This is a banana leaf massage being done up in Koro Sun. I had one of these once, and the lady, the massage therapist, specifically told me that they grow their own banana leaves at the resort, so they have sizes to fit all people. And then she winked at me, so that made me feel real good. If your sense of relaxing is going out and being on a floating bar for the day, we have Cloud 9 out in the Mamanuthas, which is a great experience as well. But if you do have clients who want to get their adventure on, look, there's a lot of people now who don't want to travel and don't want to just lie in a hammock all day. Adventure is in our DNA as well. So of course, we're very well known for our surfing, our diving. We are the soft coral capital of the world. We also can do a lot of incredible land experiences. This is the Talanoa Treks overland trekking, which happens on VT Levu, the big island, and they do 1 day, 2 day, and 3 day treks up through the highlands, and you overnight in authentic villages. So it's a really amazing experience for people who are fit and want to do that sort of thing. Also on VT Levu down in the South and Pacific Harbor, who knew you could go whitewater river rafting in Fiji? But again, Rivers Fiji can take you on an incredible experience like this. Up in the Yasawa Islands, these are the amazing Sawa Ilau caves. These are actually sacred caves. And if you're old enough to remember the Blue Lagoon movie with Brooke Shields, she sort of sat on that rock there and I don't know, brushed her hair in front of Christopher Atkins or whatever it is, but really amazing sacred caves that you and your clients can enjoy. And the great thing is generally there's not a lot of people there, usually just you and a few local villagers exploring the caves. Just a reminder too, that up in Vanuatu, up north on our second largest island, up outside of Savu Savu, is where the rainforest meets the reef. So a lot of amazing waterfall hikes and waterfall rainforest experiences that you can have. So if you've got clients, I don't want to say younger, but if you've got clients who really want to do stuff in Fiji, there's tons of stuff to do, both in the water and on the land. And the one market that perhaps we haven't really focused on out of the United States so much is families. And this is something that the Aussies and Kiwis have known about for decades, is how special family experiences are in Fiji. So there's a saying in Fiji that a child's feet never touch the ground. Children are so beloved by everyone in Fiji. They are just treated like little royalty. So at our family-friendly resorts, children who are younger, like these little babies here, they all get nannies, and older children get Bula buddies. And these are staff members who will come and take your children for the entire day. But it's not about putting them in a room and playing video games. It's actually teaching them all about the natural surroundings. This is Johnny Singh, who's the marine biologist up at the Cousteau Resort in Savu Savu. And up there, they have this amazing marine biology program for kids so that they all leave with these little certificates saying that they're stewards of the oceans. So again, it's not just, keeping them busy, it's teaching them Fijian song and dance. And I'm telling you, this is some amazing experiences for kids. They make lifelong friends. And we've all been at resorts where families are leaving and you've got the kids with their arms wrapped around the legs of their Bula buddies because they just don't want to leave. They've made their best friends and they don't ever want to leave them. So, family travel, multi-gen travel is so hot right now. And I'm telling you, families will encounter an experience in Fiji unlike they've ever experienced anywhere else. The great thing is too, because of the Bula Buddy and the nanny programs, that allows mom and dad to have a holiday as well. A lot of times you'll see at the resorts, the mom's sitting by the pool drinking a cold cocktail and the nanny's in the pool or the Bula Buddy's in the pool playing Marco Polo with the kids. So it is really just a great opportunity for families to connect and to have a little bit of space and time to themselves. And that really just kind of leads us into reason number 3 why we all need a little Fiji right now. And that is our famous Bula Spirit. And if you've been there, if you know anybody who's been to Fiji and you ask them, what is the thing that you remember most about Fiji? It's not, great beaches, beautiful, warm, pristine waters, but it's the people that really make a difference. So when you arrive in Fiji, we don't say welcome, we say welcome home. And you arrive as a visitor, but you will leave as a family member. And look, I spent the month of December in Fiji, and I was really trying to figure out what this is all about and what makes it special. But I've come away and I've decided that being in Fiji is like yoga for your soul, because the Fijians somehow are able to maintain the importance of life is not in the things that you can hold, but in your family, in your friendships, in your interpersonal connections. And they share that with you throughout your stay in the islands. So the other great thing about Fiji is that we do have living culture. Our village system is still in place. And so most of our resort workers, when they leave work, they go back to a village and stay with their family of friends. And that's where most Fijians stayed out COVID. They all went home to the villages when the resorts closed. But the great thing is too, is that our culture, our traditions are alive and well. This is a famous kava ceremony, as you know. I was laughing today, I had my teeth cleaned and she numbed my mouth a little bit. And I thought, I feel like I've been drinking a little kava here. Maybe we should start giving kava to dentists. I'm just thinking. Anyway, but you have these opportunities to visit villages, engage in kava ceremonies. meet the people. These are my boys up at Jean-Michel Cousteau Resort. Cookie is one of the activity directors there in the middle, and he is just one of my favorite people on earth anymore. But again, it's the people, and they just remind you about how we are supposed to live our lives and what it's supposed to be like. That's my dentist in the background. He's also one of my favorite people, and he's going to take his entire staff to Fiji after we visit here today. Anyway, so it's all about the people and the way that you feel and the way that you kind of come back and say, you know what, there is a place on earth where being kind and generous throughout the day is part of what gives people value. So speaking of which, there I am. This is actually down at Nanuku. And like I said, the spirit is alive and well. The day that we landed, not only did they have a village performing at Nandi Airport, but as we left the airport in our hotel shuttle bus, there's a roundabout that sort of takes you out onto the Queens Highway. And in the roundabout, there must have been 200 local people just there holding up signs saying, "Welcome home, Bula, we've missed you." So it is just truly, truly so welcoming and so heartwarming to be in some place where you are welcome and people are so happy to see you. One other thing I just want to mention is that tourism is the major contributor to Fiji's GDP. It's 40% of our GDP. And the statistic is that for every 20 visitors we send to Fiji, you create a full-time job for a Fijian. So, you know, in 2019, before the pandemic, we had sent about 110,000 Americans and Canadians down to Fiji. So we like to think we're responsible for employing about 6,000 Fijians. And when you get down there and you meet these people, you think, yes, I could think of nothing better than to make these people happy and contribute to their livelihoods. And that's really a lot of what keeps us going as we promote our beautiful islands. So we want you to stay in touch. We've got a lot going on. So first of all, as I mentioned earlier, our COVID protocols are changing. So if you visit our the Care Fiji commitment, if Ren shares this presentation with you, that is a live link, or just go to our website, fiji.travel, and look at the FAQ page. That's where all of the COVID protocol is updated on a regular basis. Really great resource. Our official website is fiji.travel. That's our consumer site. So please have a look on there. It's a great resource for all sorts of information about Fiji. We do have a new travel agent Matai specialist course that's going to be launched in April. We're really excited about it. It's all new coursework. There's some enhanced marketing tools, some better maps and things like that. So we're very excited to be relaunching that. That should come out in April. If you already are a Matai, you will need to take the new course so that you're up on all the latest. If you are not yet a Matai, I ask you to go onto the site right now and sign up. And then that will allow you to get the emails to let you know when the new course is ready. So don't take the course now, but wait until the new one launches in April, and then you'll be a Matai specialist. It is called Matai. It means expert in Fijian. A lot of people like to say Mai Tai, but you get to drink a Mai Tai to celebrate when you become a Matai, just to clarify, okay? And then lastly, there I am. That was actually a very happy day out on cloud nine. I'd had a number of champagnes and a pizza, I think, at that point. But I am based here in Los Angeles. I am at your service. Should you have any questions, queries, concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I would love to help you however I can. And that is it. So Vinaka Vakalevu, there I am floating there on the Billy. You can see Struble there. He is just swum out to take my drink order. But don't we all wish we were there today? Oh yeah, it's a cold day here in LA. So that looks particularly wonderful to me. But again, thank you all very much. And I think if we have questions or chat, we can do that, Ren. I think we're ready.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you, Ruth. I mean, you should be getting a Christmas bonus for the amount of photo shoots you have to put up with. Extraordinary work, extraordinary work. But while we wait for those questions to come through, thank you both, Struble and Ruth, for your insight and transporting us even momentarily to paradise. I had one question from me personally, but did you have a list of the resorts that are approved for the 3-day stay?
Yeah, Ren, actually, so 95% of resorts are approved, okay? But if you go on to the landing page for the Matai, so go to matai.fiji.travel, and on that homepage for the Matais, if you scroll down, there is a link where you can click through, check everybody's CFC status. But hand on heart, honestly, unless your client was looking to go off to an Airbnb out into the middle of the interior, they're fine. Everybody's CFC certified at this point. We started a year ago, so we had plenty of time to get everybody on board. And I'm also happy to report that most of the resorts are reopened. Some of the resorts out in the Mamanuca Islands and the Asawas had not opened right away December the 1st, but they are all starting to reopen now. So the perennial favorite Liku Liku, one of our top honeymoon resorts, they opened February the 1st. Mata Manoa, Tropica, a lot of those other smaller resorts out there are all also opening March the 1st. So almost everything's open and almost everything's CFC certified.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, I think you were so comprehensive in your presentation that maybe you've answered everybody's question. But I can't wait. I can't wait to get down.
Yeah, and look, Ren, we're really excited about our neighbors in Australia, reopening. Congratulations to all our Aussies. And we know that a lot of people will do Fiji as part of a longer South Pacific vacation. So Vinaka Vaka Levu, consider Fiji Airways. Struble and I are repositioning all that. We're now positioning Australia and New Zealand as great add-ons to your Fiji vacation. So we're no longer a stopover. It's New Zealand and Australia that are now add-ons to Fiji. But but to the point, a rising tide lifts all boats, and we're just really excited that the rest of the South Pacific is opening up, and we can start talking about what a beautiful part of the world this is, and getting more and more Americans to look down towards the South Pacific.
It is true. And, I see some New Zealand specialists, Lindsay Barron on the call in particular. I know you're a big supporter of New Zealand. And, cover your ears for just 1 second, Ruth, but Fiji Airways even goes one better than the national carrier of New Zealand and flies through to the South Island from, if you want to go on one ticket through to the South Island from North America, Fiji Airways will take you into Christchurch or even into our capital city of Wellington as well. So that's the strategic advantage of Fiji Airways.
And then you can add just a quick stop in Fiji for a few days as well. I'll just add to that, Ren, that all our airfares actually include a stopover in both directions without any additional cost if you wanted to stop in Fiji or if you wanted to add on New Zealand, Australia to your itinerary.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, thank you both for your time. We really, really appreciate the update. I think everyone is very clear on what is required to get down to Fiji and how to get down to Fiji as well. So Vinaka, thank you both for joining us today.
Vinaka, to you, Ren, for the opportunity. Yeah, and to everybody who joined us today. Sotatale.